All right, friends, how are you today? Aaron Michael Eschenburg here, bringing you some honest astrology for July 6, 2019. We have an absolute incredible day ahead of us. Everything is aspecting something in the zodiac today. Literally every planet is making a connection. It's a big zigzag that goes around the board. And what it is being very specific, being very focused today. And this weekend, really in general, Saturday, Sunday, into Monday, being very focused, very specific on what it is that we are changing and transforming in our lives. Let me go to the chart and show you this because this is so incredibly cool. I'm going to try to connect all the dots and make it around and come back here for you and make all this make sense, okay? As you can see, literally, again, everything is being aspected. Nothing is being left out today. Okay, so there's three. There's a lot of. I know I'm putting a number of three. There's a lot of big things happening. All of these outer planets are very serious. This is all the business of the big overall picture. Okay, so this stuff we've been talking about here, the Neptune and Saturn sextile, that is perfect this year. Hasn't happened in thousands of years, won't happen again in their home signs for thousands of years. This is a really, really powerful, cool aspect of us, this hard reset button. Okay, we're restructuring, we're changing our discipline. You know, we're realizing what is a chore. You know, falling in love with certain things that are chores. A certain task is a chore. You know, if it's something that you love to do, is a task. That same thing can be grocery shopping or cooking for yourself. These, you know, we're changing the way that we view these tasks and how we govern ourselves. Okay, this mega transformation of how we are governing our own beings. In this 10th house of public image, right? And this, you know, sextile to Neptune over here is like, think outside of the box. You know, think bigger. If the balloon, you know, this Jupiter over here, which relies on Saturn's reality, you know, if this balloon blows up and it's popping at such a size, well, we have this connection to Neptune saying, well, let's just create a bigger balloon. You know, let's stop trying to expand the simple small balloon that we have and just go ahead and we need to think of a bigger one, then let's create a bigger balloon, right? So this huge overall energy that's happening this year is, of course, you know, of our own personal expansion. And like, we haven't seen the full depths of love. We haven't seen the full depths of our own possibilities. We haven't seen the full depths of, you know, where we are going in this lifetime and career-wise and what we are here to do. All right, so now follow this with me because these are the two main aspects that we're going to be looking at. Well, let's say three. Let's go back to what I said earlier. Is the Uranus breakthrough in Taurus. Okay, this Chiron healing of self. You know, this is surrendering and like, listen, you're beautiful. You are loved. You are absolutely perfect. And you know, your own expanding way. We're perfect yet ever expanding, right? And then this structure. You know, this structure and discipline, we're just going to label those two as that: structure, discipline, transformation. And this big release and let go that's happening here as this is connected to the south node, as the north node is here. Okay, so you followed me? What we're going to talk about is the moon for a second. The moon has entered into Virgo. Okay, Virgo is very analytical. Virgo is not only it's the helper, it's the healer, it's the nurses, it's the practitioners of the world. You know, it's doing the work, it's doing the due diligence and giving back to people. So it's like we've made it through the first 5 signs of the zodiac of Aries of self. This is me and mine. I'm going toward what's good and going away from what's bad. And then in Taurus, you say, this is me and mine. And this is my tradition and my values and my possessions. Well, Uranus is over there right now. Let me back up. So in this survival mode of going toward what's good and going away from what's bad, we're confused on what that is these days. We're confused on what's good for us and what's bad for us. You know, we're just, you know, we reach for the Coca-Cola. It's just like, no, it's terrible for you. You know, like that cleans freaking, you know, like battery acid off of a car battery. What is it doing to the inside of your gut? It's not made for you. You know, it's like, it's not made for a human. I'm not trying to lecture you on that, but we're realizing, we're coming to our, like, the light bulb is turning on, like, oh, you know, we got to, you know, take care of ourselves and learn these different things to heal ourselves. So Chiron in Aries is like, okay, this is what's good for me. This is what I need to go toward. You know, better food, better practices, you know, sustainable living, you know, a healthier mindset. And then over in Taurus, we have Uranus, which is a great awakener, the lightning, you know, bolt striking, the ground shake, the earthquake happening. This is like this aha moment, you know, that's like shaking up and breaking the tradition. Okay, so now the moon is, let me go back to the chart here. The moon is aspecting both of these and aspecting this semi-square up here to Pluto, all right? So let's follow this connection. Because as we can see here, all the stuff that we've been talking about the past couple of days, this Leo energy is also making a connection here, a semi-square and a trine. And here we have a trine and a quincunx, this 5/12 aspect. Okay, so what are these meaning? Meaning for our own personal awareness, we have to realize that it's self. Like for the big breakthroughs to happen, okay, it's self-related. So it's just like, let's try to follow this, okay? The big thing here is we want to break through. Now we're completely changing our tradition of everything that we know in life. The complete existential, dismantling and rebuilding of this life that we've created, right? And we all have this possibility. So the moon wants us to be very specific over here in Virgo right now. Like this is a very specific thing. It's just like, here we go. If the lion has been limping, and he's angry and taking his aggression out on everybody, and it's like an old Mother Goose book or something like that, and the little girl just pulls the thorn out of his paw. Well, it wasn't the townspeople that wasn't making him bad. It wasn't the weather, whether it was hot or cold or raining or whatever it is. It was the thorn. That thorn was one very specific thing that might have been overlooked by the lion that somebody else had seen and was able to help out. So let's go back into here. This is our emotions, our emotional depth. We just had this beautiful solar eclipse happen here. And then the moon moved into this like fire ego energy, okay? And now in Virgo, it's just like, look, this is about self. You have to realize that you are not a victim in this life, that everything that's going on in your life, you've created, okay? We have created all of this stuff. And coming back here for a second again, it's like I see a lot of stuff about toxicity, toxic relationships. I am not a believer in this. I don't believe in it. Because I look at something before you turn off, just bear with me. You are a part of me and I'm a part of you. You are a reflection of me and I'm a reflection of you. You are a reflection of all of my greatest strengths and weaknesses. I am a reflection of your greatest strengths and weaknesses. Both, all in the above, okay? We're just reflections of one another. Now, when people enter our lives, this is so valuable and important. This is beyond an astrology talk today, okay? When people come into our lives, we're a perfect vibrational match, okay? So in the full spectrum of things, we do not attract unto us. We're a magnet, like the antenna we were talking about. If you followed me along on the eclipse, these different antennas, this antenna will only work for this Wi-Fi signal, 2.4 gigahertz. This antenna will only work for this, this type of transmitter receiver. They just are simply not interchangeable. So meaning whatever antenna we're putting out in the world, whatever vibration that we are putting out, we're attracting the equal vibrational match to that, okay? So when we look at someone and say, you're toxic, you are toxic. Look at these three fingers. We're pointing right back at me. Okay? I have created a perfect, harmonious vibrational match from that other person to myself. So there's something about me that is attracting this toxicity. Okay? So the more that we're blaming other people and saying, you're toxic, it's what are we doing to attract this toxicity? That's why I don't like the word toxic. Means lethal, dead. If you drink something that's toxic, you're going to die, So I kind of despise the word toxic. It's like life hack. It's like, no, it's not a life hack. It's called learning something. It's using your brain. It's not a hack. So same with toxicity. It's not toxic. This is part of our expansion. This is part of our own learning, part of our own growth, is by being a absolute perfect vibrational match to the other. And then by saying, I see this reflection of myself. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like what I see in you that is a reflection of me. I'm going to repeat that. I don't like what I see in you that is a reflection of me. But it's heightened in you. But it's still in me. And I see that in myself. So this is coming back to self, okay? Now I'm going to go back to the chart here and make all these connections. So our own self breakthrough, going away from what's bad and going toward what's good, and our personal breakthrough, which is the big, this is going to be going on for the next 6 years here, 7 years, this breakthrough in traditions and, this Torah stuff. This understands this very specific thing. This is part of our doing. 10th house, public image. This is part of us. And we need to change ourselves, okay, to get this kind of breakthrough. And we need to be very specific in what we're looking at and do the hard work. So then we come up here, okay, making that connection, this semi-square here, like, hey, don't think for a second that it's not you. Seriously, that's what this energy is saying. Like, don't think for a second that you're not behind all of this. Your perception of your reality shapes this reality. And that's making this connection here. Your perception of this reality shapes reality. And where is this connection leading to? Down here. Water sinks to the bottom, my friends. We are talking about the North Node. Neptune connected to the North Node. Okay? And now look here, right? We've got this Venus creating this sextile to Uranus. Okay, so what is our breakthrough coming from? What is the harmonious aspect of this breakthrough? Beyond the emotional moon, in very precise, specific Virgo, analytical Virgo, like getting to right or wrong. What is right or wrong? It's, hey, this here. What do I need? What do I want? What do I really want? Is I need to come down to the bottom. I need to be honest with myself. I need to be open and emotional. And then again, this expansion comes through here, with the connection to the North Node, saying I need to be more authentic. I need to follow, sink to the bottom, be more authentic. And of course, that connection to the North Node is leading right up here to Jupiter. Okay? Meaning, like, how do we when I come down to this authenticity, I'm still going at it from this higher place, this higher perspective, and this faith in myself. Okay? This is just truly an absolutely beautiful connection with everything. And then Venus is also creating this square to Chiron. Like, yeah, you can't just run from this. You cannot just run from this. That's that Venus aspect. And that's going to be going on the whole weekend too, leading up in the next week. Is like, you cannot run from yourself. We can do a lot of things to disguise those moments. We can get involved with other people, sexual relationships. We can get involved in drugs. We can just get, just to try to detach and to try to escape. And the moon in Virgo these next 2.5 days, this, Venus connection to Uranus the next 3 days, 4 days, it's just like you cannot run from yourself and you have to put in the work. You have to put in the work, It's just like, I'm being lazy. Can you lift the weights for me? Can I still get strong by that? No, It's like, if I want to get the strength, I have to do the work myself. So this is coming back to self, back to self, doing the work, realizing that it is self that's doing all of this. I'm no victim here. I'm no victim. And the high road is always an option. And to consider that option and, to take it all the time. We have our moments. But it's just always this nag on the shoulder right now. Take that high road, take that high road, take that high road. All right, that's me for the day. This is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Saturday ahead of us. So I hope you enjoy this energy. Again, kind of like turning the mirror back onto self. Stop blaming everybody else for whatever is going on in our lives, whatever's going on wrong or right. We did it. All right, we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.